5 years ago, we switched to Towbook. It was the best switch we ever made. Towbook is #1 in digital dispatch. The convenience is leaps and bounds ahead of its competitors. The ease at which we get our dispatches and send them out to our drivers, it's seamless.
Towbook is great for our business. It's great for our setup. We like the accessibility, the user friendliness of it. The customer service of Towbook is leaps and bounds above every other competitor we've ever used in the past. When we switched over to Towbook, after just a few months of using Towbook, we regret not making the switch years prior.
If you're a tower and you don't have Towbook, you're missing out. I mean, you've got driver integrations. You can notify your driver, send them messages. You've got your dispatcher in there working, making sure your payments are received. You've got billable, everything. It's just awesome.
You're losing money every hour that you don't have software as compatible as what Towbook is.
I absolutely love Towbook for the ease, the convenience. I love it for their pre-trips inspections for the drivers. I love the billing aspect of it. I think I've been with Towbook for years because they make any type of adjustments. They help out with any upgrades that I need done.
The dispatching process is better than anybody's. We get the dispatch in, we have the map, have all the information right there. We can edit the call, modify the call, respond to all the motor clubs right there from Towbook. We don't have to leave Towbook to go to the motor clubs. We don't have to call the motor clubs. It's all done seamlessly right there on the Towbook app.
We dispatch from our computers or from our phones. Drivers can add and take things away from calls. If we get them wrong or we're told wrong addresses, wrong year, makes and models, the VIN numbers you can upload onto Towbook is just wonderful. It takes a lot of work off of our dispatchers themselves.
For the drivers, what I like is the photos, the documentation. So my drivers have to take pre-trip and post-trip photos. So having access to the photos instead of having to do the old school way, would bring a digital camera and download it. This one, they can take the pictures through the app, and then my dispatchers can view those photos.
They've also built in several features that allow drivers to protect themselves against false claims that members can bring on, customers can bring on about damage to their vehicle, which is rampant in our industry, and that can really affect the bottom dollar.
Billing is super easy because you can email straight from Towbook. You can create invoice lists individually and email each individual invoice, or you can email it as a statement, depending on what your vendor wants.
I even love the fact that the reports for the payroll commissions, that makes it so much easier to process payroll at the end of the payroll period.
And then billing in itself, they have relationships with all of these major motor clubs in our industry, as well as really good ways to manage cash calls, and it allows you to submit invoices, it allows you to track what you're disputing, and apply multiple payments so that you know exactly where you're at and you know exactly what things you need to chase to be able to get all the payment that you need.
As far as billing, it's saved us numerous hours per week on a billing for motor clubs. Getting the money from the motor clubs, which is always important to us guys, is easy with Towbook. As far as payroll, you're going to love it. It figures out how much your drivers get based on the information that you put in there, which is easy to input. And then once a week, it writes the checks, tells you how much it's supposed to be for, lets you write the checks, and couldn't be easier.
One feature I have found, which is really good, is the address book. If you have an account that goes to multiple locations, you can put them all in there, so it works quite well.
The ADD, the fact that I can do all my data searches through Towbook now, as opposed to having to go from one site to the next and copy the VIN number and paste, it makes everything so much easier.
Running the DMV, that new feature, because we're connected with the ADD, the fact that they don't have to go to ADD, pull the data manually and put it over into Towbook. Now they just can click on a button and they can run the DMV straight through Towbook, and it pulls the data itself. That saves a lot of time as well.
And inventory on impounds is unreal, the best thing that ever happened to us. We do a lot of PPIs, personal property impounds, and police rotation impounds. So we use it every day. We know how many cars we got on the lot. We know where they're at. We don't have to worry about when we released it, and being able to look up something by a VIN number is the best thing ever. You put the last 5 of the VIN number in, it pops up the car. It's the greatest thing ever for our business.
It's just so much more organized than I expected. It helps keep track of everything.
They've worked on all sorts of industry integrations that allow you to, send certified letters on impounds and, manage the auction sales. And they have integrations with, camera companies and GPS companies that allow you to effectively track your fleet. And they're already working on improvements and upgrades that allow dispatch to really see what those drivers are up to.
We love it. It's great. The platform's easy to use. One thing I really appreciate about Towbook is that every time you have a concern or something that you'd like to see happen, they're very responsive. I've talked to people and they just get right on it and actually do things and make your life easier. One of the great things they've done recently is the app has been so much improved that now I've been able to travel with this app. And so it is wonderful because it gives you so much freedom, because all of the features that you would have had to open your computer and use the computer now are pretty much integrated in the app. So thank you, Towbook. We love you. It's awesome.
The best part about Towbook for us has been the communication.
Very good response time on any issues. We can chat them, we can call them, emails. If it's not one person getting back to us, another person gets back to us right away.
The owners of Towbook actually care what our ideas are, and they seek to act on them. So it's a win-win for both the tower and their company if everything's more efficient. Most of the billing is done through Towbook. Any instance we can use that, it's amazingly efficient for us rather than going back to paper or having separate Excel files or other ways to do the billing. Being able to track your billing is so important. We print out a report probably 2 or 3 times a week on our accounts receivable to keep on top of that. And I can't say enough about their flexibility on listening to our ideas.
The biggest thing in the Towbook, not about the software, the people who run the show, their attitude. They like a family.
If you call them, you get a response immediately.
Yeah.
You call them up and you can speak to a real person. You're not a number. They know who you are. We've come to this show and they're like, oh, hey, Christy, and I'm like, oh, they remember me. So it just makes it feel like a family.
I mean, Towbook absolutely is a lifeline of the towing business.
There's no nonsense about it. It's the best program I have seen.
If you're looking for a software to benefit your towing company and to help it out, and especially because of the app for the drivers, definitely go with Towbook.
If you're on the fence about getting Towbook, I would say that you need to jump in with both feet. One of the greatest things that I have found in the Towbook family, and I say family because they have truly become family to me in this industry, is that they are there to help. And if there is any hesitation because you think, oh, I'm not technology savvy, or oh, I've just never done this before, it seems foreign to me, they will be there every step of the way. It's not like you're calling a 1-800 number and you're holding and you're talking to somebody who you can't understand. You are talking to industry family, and the same people that you talk to are going to be the same people every time. They'll remember you, they'll know your story, they'll follow up with you. There is no other dispatching company that you're going to call and they're going to miss your call and they're going to call you back. But if I call Towbook customer service line and they miss my call, within 10 minutes I get a call back. Hey, we saw that we missed your call. What can we do to help you? Nobody else does that. The customer service is completely unmatched, and I don't know where I would be without all the hard work of the team altogether.
It revolutionized our business. We're a lot farther ahead than we were.
It's streamlined so many things for us in our business, and I really appreciate them.
If you don't have the program, you should definitely sign up. It is a lifesaver, and it saves a lot of paper.
I love Towbook. I give it 5 stars out of 5.